Hey guys, I found out about the law of attraction and manifestation about 8 years ago, but it never worked for me. Then, nearly 2 years ago, I started figuring out how it really works, and I used it to manifest all the things that I want. Like, I manifested my dream career as an artist, making multiple six figures, traveling the world, manifesting my dream girl, and many more cool things. So in this video, I'm gonna share with you where I was 8 years ago, before it worked, and then also like what I actually started to change and started understanding when I made it happen for me like 2 years ago. I could only manifest a cup of coffee, which was super exciting, to be honest. I was freaking out, but not more. So I couldn't manifest the big stuff. I couldn't manifest like a better life. I was still stuck in the same cycles. I was still stuck with the wrong people. They really dragged me down, and these people were not good people. They were like taking drugs. They were like just like some of them were criminals. So anyways, don't want to go too deep into that, but I was just in the wrong cycles. I was also feeling not healthy. I was smoking weed. I was kind of feeling just weak in my daily life. I was in an apprenticeship that I just didn't like. And my life was just not really good. And the secret opened my eyes, but more than coffee, I wasn't able to manifest. So the biggest lie, the first biggest lie is the positive thinking trap, which basically means people say, just think positive, right? Just have some positive thoughts, just like use your willpower to think positive. The reason why it doesn't work is because we have so many thoughts and we create negative patterns, thought patterns. And then we think thinking positive is the solution. It's not. And you probably already know that, right? Because if you already know the law of attraction or manifestation since a while and you've tried it, you know that it doesn't really work. So you need to scratch that, put it away. Like, don't think about positive thinking in that way, because it just doesn't work. It's almost like your cup is already full of all the negative thoughts that you have, the programming that you have over the years. And now you think some positive thinking is gonna make the trick. It won't really. And also I put actually affirmations into the same bucket. Don't understand me wrong, affirmations can help, but if it's used the same way, like positive thinking, it's not gonna work, right? That's the first biggest lie. So just forget about positive thinking. We go deeper when I talk about the 7 practical steps that you can actually use to manifest your dream life. And then I'm going to tell you how it actually works, okay? But yeah, just forget about positive thinking. So let's go into the second biggest lie and scam in the manifestation space, which is the time frame obsession, right? So many people talk about you should set very specific and clear goals and a very clear time frame. Problem here is that most people that tried it, they get just like freaked out, right? And you probably know it. It's when you want something and then you set the goal, you know what you want, and then you set the time frame. What starts happening is actually you start doubting, right? You start looking at the goal or the dream or the desire that you have, and you're like, ooh, I just, I'm not sure if I can get it. I'm not sure if it's gonna happen on that date. Like you just start doubting. I mean, just think back when you set a goal with a time frame. And that's how I started with The Secret. And it freaked me out. I was setting goals with time frames, but it completely freaked me out because somehow I was like, yeah, how should it come exactly on that date? I mean, and most of the things that I wanted to do were things that I had no idea how, right? And here we come to the time frame. If you have a bigger desire, something you've never had before, something you never manifested, right? Something that might be a bit bigger, the time frame really can stress you out. It really can create doubt and worries, which is not going to help you to manifest that, right? If you want to manifest something and you're worried and stressed and you have doubt, it's not going to work like that. You have to remove all of that. And one of the ways to remove that is by not putting the time frame. And here we need to differentiate between goals and dreams, something bigger that you want where you don't know yet how to do it, right? Goals or projections rather are things that you can already project. You already know that, okay, I made, for example, in business, I made XYZ amount in that time frame last year, so it must be possible to do the same or more, let's say more, in the same time frame, right? And that's kind of like a projection. So you can put a time frame there. But when we talk about manifestation, most of the time putting a time frame into the manifestation is just gonna hurt you, just gonna stress you out. So that was one of the biggest scams and lies out there, right? So if you want to manifest something that you truly want, you rather should focus on how you feel about it, right? Because if you feel amazing thinking about that thing that you want to manifest, you're on the right track, and it will come. The better you feel, the stronger your energy gets, the faster it comes into your life. So there's no need to put the time frame on there, right? Because you also don't know what's the best time for you to get that. You're not that intelligent. The universe knows exactly the right time for you. So put that aside. I know, you need to learn to be patient. I'm very impatient, so sometimes I like to say I want to have it then. But again, unless you can set the time frame and you keep it playful, you keep it open, you're not so attached to it, and even if it doesn't happen in that time frame, you're not gonna freak out, or you don't feel bad, or you lose confidence, and so on and so forth, then maybe you can set a time frame. But it's very hard for many people. I set a lot of time frames, and every time I didn't achieve it, it set me back basically. I started feeling really bad, started not trusting the whole process anymore, which is not a good thing. So now we have these two out of the way. The third one is the vision board and scripting trap. And here specifically, I mean, if you just rely on tools like the vision board and scripting and visualization and affirmation, and you don't actually change your frequency, it's not going to work. So some people are they over exaggerate. They come to me and ask me like, hey, should I do more things? Do I do the affirmations wrong? Do I do it wrong, or do I do it right? Should I do something differently? Can I do more things? Like, do I visualize right? Is my vision board okay? Should I script more? Should I script twice per day? And I'm like, yes and no. The thing is, it's not about the tools. You can do more of it if you enjoy it, but it's not gonna basically change your reality. The only thing that changes your reality is your energy, like your frequency. And don't understand me wrong. If you have a vision board and you do scripting and you visualize and you feel amazing, you feel great every time you do it, you're just lifted up and you can really connect to your vision, to your future vision that you want to create. And you just feel amazing. Keep on doing it. You're on the right track. But on the other hand, many people, they just look for the next great tool, for the next shiny object. And they think it's all about the tool. And they are doing it feeling actually bad, right? And while they are doing it, they're like constantly, am I doing it right or wrong? Should I change something? Is this the way it's meant to be? And they don't put any attention to how they actually feel. Then you just made it in another trap. You focused way too much on the tools. Yeah, and this is not gonna help. Use these tools to get yourself to the next level, to get yourself in a better, higher state. But it's not about the tool itself, it's about you, it's about the effect it has on you. That's really important. So yeah, that could be another trap. So if you see yourself in any of these 3 lies and scams, just reflect on it and decide like, where have you been trapped, right? If you have been trapped in one of them, now I give you permission to let go of it. And now we go in the 7 practical steps that you can actually use that really, really work, right? So even if you cannot see yourself in one of these traps, it doesn't matter, because I give you 7 practical steps that are gonna change your life if you do them. So here's what really works. First, clarity of desire. You have to be clear of what you want. Doesn't mean that you need to be super specific and again, know exactly like what time frame. And if you want to lose weight, you don't need to be super specific on like losing 20 kilos in one month. You can if you believe it, right? So that's another thing. If you believe you can do it, if you feel good about it, do it. But I mean, like, have a desire where you're clear on that feels really good to you. And the more specific you can be, the better, because the more concentrated and focused you are on creating that. But here it's always important to check in with yourself. Do you actually feel good with like a super specific vision, or do you feel good if it's a little bit broader? And that could be if you don't know what to do, to make money. You know that you want to be your own boss, that you want to make money on your own, like kind of be an entrepreneur, but you don't really know what direction. Then it doesn't help to say, I want to do drop shipping and make lots of money with that, right? Because you don't even know if this is something you truly want. So what you can do, you can create a vision and become clear of the desire that you want to make money as an entrepreneur. So you want to be your own boss, you want to be self-employed, you want to have the freedom that comes with it, and so on and so forth. That could be your vision, right? And then when you have this vision and you become clear of that, with the time you can define it even clearer, right? But that is already clarity of desire. That's your desire. So that is something that's a must. If you want to manifest anything, you need to know what you want. If you don't know what you want, your energy doesn't go anywhere, right? Your focus is a powerful tool to actually manifest and create. So you need to give your focus a direction. Where do you want to focus on, right? So that's important. That's one thing that really works, right? And you have to do that. The second thing that works is reprogram your subconscious mind. And here we come back to positive thinking. It is different from positive thinking because it talks about really reprogramming your mind, which basically applies, it takes time, right? You programmed your mind for negativity to a certain degree. Now you need to reprogram your mind for positivity. Reprogramming means you become a different person. Like, positive thinking is not something you do, it's something that becomes second nature. So it's who you are then, right? So we put it away from doing, I need to think positive, to I am a positive, uplifting, inspiring person, right? From doing to identity. And that's the difference. So you reprogram your mind. That's important and that works. How you do that is just by listening to inspiring content like this, joining seminars, joining courses, reading your vision on repeat daily, scripting, all these things. But specifically in the beginning, if your mindset is quite negative, it's going to be hard to reprogram your mind just by reading your vision. So then you definitely need to read books, you need to listen to audiobooks, join seminars, join programs, online courses, and just listen to someone every single day. The more you listen to that person, if the person talks about good stuff and you feel inspired, you feel better, you feel uplifted, you learn the truths of how manifestation works, then you will start reprogramming your mind, right? That's why I have a school community. That's why I created the Manifest Your Dreams Accelerator, because I have hours and hours of content in there. First of all, to reprogram your mind, but then of course also to apply these things, to actually start changing things in your life, right? But just by listening to these things, you will start reprogramming your mind. And here it's very important. Don't jump from one person to the next person, right? Don't jump from like 10 different opinions, because instead of reprogramming your mind, you start confusing your mind, and that's not going to help. Then the third one is emotional regulation, which is important because so many people don't really talk about the emotions. That's again why positive thinking doesn't work. They just stay at the mind level. But if you have thought for a long time in a negative way and you feel really bad, just thinking positive and controlling your thoughts is nearly too impossible, right? It's so freaking hard. So what you can do is like actually changing your emotions. And there's so many ways to do it, like going for a walk, going to the gym, just like going for a run maybe, or just like screaming, meditating, forgiveness, crying, like all these things, the tapping exercise, right? These things can really help you to get the emotions out of your body, and they will help you to feel better. And then positive thinking becomes easier and kind of natural, right? And one reason that we cannot think positive is because, so many negative emotions are stuck in our body. We never learned how to express them, how to, actually feel them without judging, because what happens often is we feel a negative emotion and we start judging, right? Our mind runs crazy around, we shouldn't feel that way, we are not good enough, this person did wrong, and blah blah blah, instead of just sitting with the feeling and feeling it. Because when we do that, it can go. Then it's almost like the energy dissipates when we feel the emotion, the raw emotion, and not think and interpretate around the emotion, right? Then it can disappear. So a lot of us, we have lots of stuck emotions because we were not taught how to do that. And that's why it can help to actually do physical exercise, right? Going to the gym, working out, even going for a run till you're exhausted, it can actually really help to get these emotions out of your body. And that also will help you to quiet your mind, and it's easier to think positive, right? And there's so many things you can do. I did for a long time active meditation, and that really changed my life. And it meant I was meditating, I was like shaking my body, screaming, and that's, for some of you, maybe that's crazy, you don't want to do that, but for me it changed my life. It really did. You can even Google Osho active meditation. I don't know if anyone does that today in their home, and for me it was also challenging to do it at home. So I actually had a mentor that learned from Osho and another guru in India, and she guided us through these exercises, right? And that's where I did it, and I released a lot of emotions, which then led to me feeling better naturally. And I was able then to apply the things I learned from the law of attraction. Then the fourth one is detachment of outcome, and that's so important. So important. Like that comes back also to the time frame. If you have a time frame, you're more attached to the outcome, right? You're going to think about, oh, I need to make it happen. I need to make it happen. It needs to happen on this date. Otherwise, I'm a loser. Otherwise, I lose. But that's just going to create more attachment. It's going to create more negative emotions. And that's the thing. Attachment creates negativity. Attachment creates fears. It creates worries. It creates doubt, right? So what you want to do, you want to practice trusting the universe. One way to do that is like how I do it. I'm more playful. I don't take this stuff so serious. I'm like, hey, you know, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because the universe knows what's best for me at the right time. I don't need to control everything. I don't need to control the outcome. I don't need to control the time frame. The universe knows what's best for me and knows the exact right timing. So I can kind of have a bit of distance, right? I'm not taking that stuff too serious. And that's the way you should look at it too. Don't take this stuff too serious, okay? And then another thing is like, you know, when you are very attached to the outcome, usually, as I said, you start mixing in your desire with the fears and doubts, right? If you want to manifest your dream partner or your SP, and so many people know that actually, when they're very strongly attached, it's not going to work. Nothing works really, right? They're almost like stuck. They cannot enjoy the process. They cannot enjoy the time with the person. They're just like constantly in this loop of worries, doubt, fears, and all that stuff, and it's just not pleasant. It really isn't, right? But putting out your desire into the universe, detaching, trusting, and just being fully present in the moment, in the process. That's how it works. That's how it really works. And I can give you a good example. Like I was on sales calls for a program, and that's not for my manifestation school. It's for another program that I do right now with my business partner. And I had lots of calls and somehow nobody signed up. And I was like, why? But I knew why. I just couldn't let it go. It was because I was attached to the sale. Then there was one lady that I talked to and I absolutely thought that she's already in the paid community, in the mastermind. And so I was completely detached from the outcome, right? And she ended up signing up because at one point I'm like, wait a minute, are you actually in the mastermind or are you in the free group? And she's like, I'm actually just in the free group. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I was completely detached from the outcome because I assumed that she is already in the paid community. So that's a powerful thing that I also learned from, you know, some of my sales trainers, that you should always assume that this person will buy. This person already bought. Assume this person already bought. Because then you treat that person differently. And at the same time, you're completely detached of the outcome, which means like you're super present. You're not even thinking about it, right? You don't think about your outcome that you desire, okay? So that's, I know that can be a bit difficult to grasp, but just try to understand it and start to put awareness onto it, right? Because you know that you're detached to the outcome when you're very present in the moment and you don't think about the outcome, right? You just do the things that you have to do one step at a time. That's when you know you're detached. Then we have the fifth one, which is gratitude. Gratitude is one of the things that truly work. Now, the question is, how do you actually apply it? How do you make it a part of your life? Because some people actually, they know it's a powerful tool. You hear it again and again, right? If you're grateful for the things that you have, you get more things in your life that you can be grateful for, right? You get more of what you already put out. So if you're grateful for things, you will get more things you can be grateful for. You change your perspective and you just feel better. And in the end of the day, guys, everything that you want is there, or you think you want it because you believe that when you have it, you will feel so good. So let's say you want to build a huge YouTube channel and you want to have 100,000 subscribers. You only want that because you believe if you have that, you feel so good. But let's say you have 100,000 subscribers, or I will tell you, hey, you know, in 2 weeks, you're going to have 100,000 subscribers, but you won't feel good. You won't feel any different. You will feel actually a little bit worse. Would you still want the 100,000 subscribers? Maybe you think, yes, I want it. But really reflect on this, because like if you get the 100,000 subscribers but you feel actually worse, you will wake up every single day and you will feel tired. You don't want to do the videos. You don't really want to. You don't really know what to do with it. You just feel kind of bad. In that case, you probably don't really want it that much anymore. So that's why gratitude is so important. It's like it's gonna change your whole life, really. Even if you don't have any specific desires, you don't have clarity on your desire, you will feel so much better It just will, and it will change your life. You will attract better things, guaranteed, if you just do this one thing. And how I do it is like just every morning I think about all the things that I'm grateful for. So the first thing in the morning, I'm still in bed, and then I'm standing up. I go through the things in my mind that I'm grateful for, right? For 5-10 minutes, as long as I can. And then I go about my day. I do the scripting exercise where I'm also applying gratitude, where I'm writing down my vision and then saying thank you for the vision constantly. And then also the last thing that I'm doing before I sleep or fall asleep is also gratitude. If you do that, your life will change, guaranteed. 100% guaranteed, okay? So very, very powerful and something you really want to start applying. The seventh one, by the way, is the most powerful. So wait till the end. I know this is a long video, but wait till the end because the seventh one is the key, okay? So let's go into the sixth step that you can apply to make the law of attraction work, okay? So it is consistency over perfection. That means some of us, we are completely obsessed with doing things perfect, right? We don't take action, we feel paralyzed, we procrastinate because we are in this mind space of I need to do it perfect. And what you're basically telling yourself is that I am not good enough, that's why I need to do it perfect. No, the way I do it right now, like the authentic version of myself is not good enough, I need to become perfect. If you want to become a painter and you don't show your art because you think like your art is not good enough, or if you don't start the first YouTube video because you want to do it perfect, it's holding you back. It's the wrong mindset, it's doubt, it's fear, it's feeling not good enough. And that's what you get more of. So what you want to do is just focus on what you can do, which is being consistent, just doing the steps, do whatever you feel inspired to do. That's it. Don't do it perfect. I learned this many, many years ago because I was a perfectionist and it just held me back so much. My life changed when I stopped doing things perfect or trying to do things perfect, because you will never be perfect. What I do now is like whenever I'm inspired, I just get it done immediately. I get to work and I get it done, and I know I can improve it, and that's the point. You do something and then you improve it, but you're never gonna do anything if you wanna be perfect. So this is gonna hold you back, it's not gonna work. So be consistent over perfect, okay? Very important. So now let's get into the last step, the seventh one. This one is good because that's something nobody talks about, and that was the missing key in the secret, which is inspired action. Inspired action. This is the missing key. Nobody really talks about action, right? But I was listening to an interview from Joe Vitale. By the way, we have an interview very soon coming up on this YouTube channel, so check it out. The link, maybe I put the link down below or up there somewhere or in the end of the video. But yeah, we will have an interview with Joe Vitale, and he is a big believer in action. He even said like he wrote over 70 books. The only reason he was able to do that is because he's a massive action taker, right? He cannot just wish about writing 70 books. He actually has to put it, he actually has to get it from his mind into reality through his physical body, through taking action, right? Your thought already starts manifesting when you have an idea, when you have an inspiration, you want to do something. And then from your thoughts, it gets into your body, basically, and you sit down and you type in that book, you say, I want to write a book. That's the first step. And then you start writing the book. You start creating the outline. Then you start creating one chapter after the next. That's the manifestation process. But many people, they don't take action. What you're doing, you're blocking the manifestation process. If you have an inspiration, if you want to do something, if you have a great idea, you already did the thought process right. For some reason you got this idea. For some reason you got this inspiration. Now you just need to apply it. And many people are just blocked there. Somehow they cannot take the next step. They cannot put it from the thought into the action step, right? That's important. So if you have an idea, if you have a thought, write it down. This is the first step to put it from your mind into your reality, okay? And then you actually have to take inspired action every single day. And that's also where we come back to consistency over perfection, okay? Because you probably can already assume that Joe Vitale wasn't as good in his first book than in his last book, right? He learned so much over this period of time. And this is, 70 books. This is insane, right? So if you want to do anything, if you want to manifest something, pay attention to the ideas you're getting, the inspiration that you download. Because sometimes I tell you guys, that's how I created a thriving art career. Through taking inspired action. And one time I didn't make any sales, so I started to get a little bit worried, right? Because I need to pay my bills in Switzerland. That's when I still lived in Switzerland. I had very high bills, lots of spendings each month, so I needed to make money. I needed to sell like at least 1 or 2 artworks for a few thousands. And so I didn't make any sales. And then I listened to an audiobook the audiobook really inspired me, right? It's one of the audiobooks that I love, and it was about manifestation, the law of attraction, from Kevin Trudeau. If you don't know him, check him out. And so I listened to the audiobook, went for the walk, and on one point I downloaded this idea that I should post on Facebook that I'm gonna burn a lot of my paintings, and that it's a good chance for people to buy now if they were ever thinking to buy something. I went home and I actually did it. Now, what many people would do, they would just have this idea, this thought, and just forget about it. I went home and I did it. What happened is, in 3 days, I made 13,000 Swiss francs, which is around 15,000 USD within 3 days. And that's just because I was open. First of all, I was doing the mind process, right? I was reprogramming your mind because I noticed I feel a little bit bad. So that's what I did. I put positive, inspiring content into my mind. And then I listened when I got an inspiration, when I got an idea, and I took inspired action. If I wouldn't have done that, I would have been at the same place. I would have told the same story, like nothing is working, this month is really bad, blah, blah, blah. But no, I reprogrammed my mind and I listened to the inspiration that I got, and I applied it. I took inspired action. Bam, 15,000 USD within 3 days. So guys, if you want to manifest your dreams and you want to come to my Manifest Your Dreams Accelerator, click the link below, okay? Because we go so much more in depth there. This video is just like a little puzzle piece of all the things that I applied to make my dream life happen, okay guys? So if you want to know more, just click the link below. If not, completely fine, but subscribe, like this video if you liked it, and comment down below your thoughts. And yeah, just share your perspective because I would love to hear from you. See you in the next video. Bye guys.